Welcome to the 5-part Joy series. This is part number 2. I am your host, your coach, Shayna Lease. If you are here, it is because you want to create and experience more joy in your everyday life. Last week in part number 1, we started with the simple yet powerful shift of granting yourself the permission to feel good right now. Because too often we focus on what we need that we don't yet have in order to then experience joy. But not only does that feel terrible, it actually prevents us from achieving the thing we desire. So if you missed part 1, I highly suggest you go back and watch that video first before watching this one. Okay, so when it comes to creating more joy in our lives, most of us believe that the problem is that we don't have enough possessions, enough information, enough money, enough accomplishments in our life. Again, we talked about this last week. The idea that we don't have all the things we need to feel joy right now. So because we believe that, we think that the solution is to then go out in the world and add more things into our life, into our home, into our brains, into our existence. We think, okay, to create more joy, I need more money, more friends, more success, more clothing, more ideas, more inspiration, more education, etc. It's this idea that consumption equates to joy. The more we have, the more joy we experience. But let's think about consumption for a second, shall we? Or better yet, overconsumption. If you think about over-consuming alcohol, what's the result? A nasty hangover. Over-consuming food leads to gaining weight. Over-consuming on clothing, possessions, and goods in general leads to debt. Over-consuming information leads to mental fog, right? Overconsumption leaves us feeling full, not in the sense of fulfillment, but in the sense of feeling heavy and weighed down. Yet, ironically, at the same time, like something is still missing. But because our brains literally tell us that in order to feel good, we need more, we then attempt to fill that something missing with yet again more. And the cycle continues. But here's the thing. True, genuine joy exists and is felt at our deepest core. That feeling of lightness and airiness that you seek is experienced from the truest expression of who you are at your most basic form. Stay with me. Joy is found when your deep desires, preferences, true personality, passions, the genetic makeup of who you came into this world as, who you were born as. And we all came into this world naked, right? But what happens is as we move and grow through life, we are fed daily information from the people and external world around us. So for example, within a 24-hour span, your mom tells you it's best to play small in the world. You consume that. Your teacher says you're a screw up. You consume that. Some kid at school tells you you're an idiot. You add that to your brain. The news says that the world is an unsafe place. You store that one away. So by the time we're adults, we're walking around with so much weight up here that then causes this heaviness in our bodies, and it feels terrible. So in an effort to feel better, we consume physical things, food, alcohol, furniture in our home, clothing, goods, and before we know it, our brains are fried and we're living like hoarders. The majority of us have so much shit blocking the true essence of who we are in our natural state of peace and joy. We suffocate joy by piling so much crap on top of it. Fears, limiting beliefs, doubts, attachments, rules, tchotchkes in our homes. We let our ego minds consume our entire being that we don't even know who we are anymore. Our natural state of worthiness and enoughness and peace and joy gets buried. My point being is that in order to connect with that part of you that's already in a complete state of joy, you must let go of everything that's blocking it. If you've been following me for a while now, you've most likely heard me say, add more of the things that feel like joy into your life. And I 100% stand by that. But before we can add the things that light up our soul, we've got to clear up some space. We got to take a magnifying glass to the 95% of things that are not in alignment with our true self first. We must shed all that extra weight that we've been carrying around for so long. Mental, emotional, and even physical belongings that's not serving us. Trust me, the problem is not that you don't have enough. The problem is that you're hanging on to too much. And because you're hanging on to so much, you don't have the capacity, the space for that real, genuine goodness. So, stop trying to add more to your life right now. Instead, your job is to take a shovel and dig up and get rid of everything that doesn't feel good. Because underneath that pile of limiting beliefs, doubts, fears, lies, attachments is your truth. This is the process of dropping away from everything you are not first, so then you can step into who you really are. When a client first comes to me, they come to me with a lot of limiting beliefs about themselves, about other people, and about the world in general that don't feel good. Beliefs that feel heavy and that are weighing them down. This is the overconsumption of lies and fear that I'm talking about here. So my job is to help them identify all the heaviness in their mind, aka the lies from their brain, and discard it all. So I want you to ask yourself, what thoughts and beliefs am I hanging on to that feel heavy? You want to take inventory of your life. What's not working? What feels bad in your body? What feels heavy? What areas of your life are draining? You must identify those things, all of the heavy thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. And with that awareness and the willingness to create a lighter, more joyful day-to-day experience, you begin to let go of it all, day by day, choice by choice. Examples: the thought, I'm not deserving of what I want, that feels so bad in my body and weighs so heavy in my mind. I'm not choosing to believe that anymore. Get rid of it. The guilt that I'm carrying around about this past friendship, dropping away from that. This unhealthy relationship, not inviting it into my life anymore. See you later. This piece of art hanging on my wall that I only hang on to because it was on sale, but I actually hate it. Put it in the donation pile. Maybe it will bring somebody else joy. Connecting to joy requires the shedding of mental, emotional, and physical baggage. The limiting thoughts in your brain, the feelings those thoughts create in your body, the actions those feelings are driving, and the results that those actions are creating. So yes, we will get to the place of adding things back into your life. You are worthy and deserving of all things, JOY, but we've got to get rid of all the things that are not in alignment first. We're not just going to plant pretty flowers over a pile of garbage, right? So shed your limiting beliefs and crappy thoughts. Purge your belongings that don't feel good. Stop spending your time and energy doing things you hate. Clean it all up. This is literally what I help my clients do, you guys. It's the first phase of coaching, and it is so powerful. Within just a few weeks, you begin to feel like a new person. So if you are ready to go all in on you and be my next success story, the application for my one-on-one program is underneath this video. I stand side by side with you for 90 days and we just get it done. No more standing still. It's like one major cleanse for your soul. It really is. I've never really described it that way, but it really is. Okay, I will see you next week. Bye.